Hello and welcome to not late night tonight with R2. I'm used to my to JT's old channel. I'm Art of the Icky, and tonight we're gonna have a special guest on talk about their favorite movies and TV shows, and hopefully, you like what they have to share. You find something new, and have fun hanging out with us tonight. So without further ado, we'll get right into it. I'm going to introduce our guest, Mr. Left Eye E.G.O. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun night.
It is. I'm thrilled to have you on. It's also, hey, you're my second guest for this. It's exciting. I had your co-host on for episode 1, so it's kind of nice sir. To round out the set here. But and see if you guys have any similarities in taste too. That'll be the other interesting one.
Very true.
But well, we'll just get right into it. Who are you, sir, and what do you do?
Well, that is easy. I am the double whose door is always open. Gandalf, not the gray or the white, because I'm all black. Jordan LaForge, captaining this enterprise. The swag king with the crown. Shout out to Sunday Swagger. The long lost homie of Zach Morris and AC Slater, since some of y'all got jokes. Sweet chocolate Jesus, proclaimed by Roman of the Empire of himself, and the man running up the chimney because he wants all the smoke. I'm Left Eye E.G.O.
Very welcome to have you here, sir. I don't think we'll ever be able to top that intro there. That was wonderful.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Is that what took so long? Were you practicing that before you came on?
No. Honestly, I've been doing it for every video. So the funny thing is like one of my buddies, Justin Ice, was telling me when I was actually thinking about starting my channel, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know how far I can go with it. I'm not necessarily confident in doing this. I'm okay being on screen, but he was like, dude, stop it. You're the double whose door is always open. You're Gandalf, not the gray and the white, because you're all black. And Jordan LaForge, captain this enterprise. That's how it started. And then, like, since then, like, someone would say something, and that winds up adding to it. So now I'm like 8 or 9 names deep.
Was that? I gotta ask, was that AJ?
No. It was a guy named Justin Ice. He was on some of my older videos and some of the ones I've done recently. But it was when I was first starting it out. He said it, and I was like, it kind of clicked when he said it, and so I would say it, and then people would make a comment and just kept adding on. So it's evolved to what it is now. It's been awesome just grabbing names.
Well, I get that. I mean, my nickname, Art of the Icky, I have had this since I was probably 18 years old. This nickname.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it all started at work. Somebody, for whatever reason, there was some discussion of what would be your hip hop name. And I didn't even say it. Somebody went, he'd be Art of the Icky. And it was hilarious and it stuck. And, like I said, I kind of just owned it. And so I've had it for so many things. So I was like, yeah, I'm Art of the Icky. That's who I am.
Exactly. The best names are the ones you're given.
It is. And, again, too, just right, you own it. But yeah, I totally get it. I was gonna say you do kind of quite a bit with streaming. I mean, you do stuff on your own channel that's just you. You do a stream with your lovely wife Shiro, which is very cute. You guys, actually JV talked about you, just how adorable you both are. I really loved your recent. Well, I don't know how recent, but your most recent anniversary, you guys did a photo shoot together that was very cute. My wife and I got such a big kick out of those photos. And then also too, you do, a wrestling stream with JV. So you got a lot of hats there.
I do. And I guess that's the funny thing is that, the stream with my wife, Ordinary Gains, that was her idea. Like, that's what she wanted to do, because when we met, she was a power lifter. And that was, so we met on Bumble. Like, that was in her profile. It was like, hey, I'm a power lifter from Texas. Let's go play pool and drink beer. And like, when she said she worked in food services, I thought she was a lunch lady. So I'm like, okay, I guess, and she didn't tell me she was like an accounting manager. Like, that's not what food services comes to mind. So, I mean, the fact that it was her idea, and it's been a lot of fun just doing that with her, checking in with her. By the way, the Stone Cold Shiro one was hilarious. With the tornado and the cornrows, that was the only one, like, she legitimately just spit the water out. Like, Which the minute he turned his head and she saw cornrows, she lost it. But I mean, with JV, it was a thing where you're just like, oh, I like wrestling, and you're like, oh, you do? Well, hey, you want to start the show? I'm like, I guess I don't know anything, so it winds up me being the Paulo Abdul from season 1 of American Idol on Wednesday nights overbook. I think everything's great and fantastic, and I have to be corrected by JV and the crew. So it works, and it winds up just being a lot of fun, which is I didn't know how this was gonna be.
You know, that's in all the time I've been doing this, because I want to say I started sometime kind of, you know, almost 4 years ago now. I almost want to say when I started doing After the Weekend with my original co-host, Geeky Crochet Maria. Was I didn't go into it like, hey, I want to be YouTube famous, I want to have all these subs, I want to make money doing this. It was I wanted just to do something fun and enjoyable, and almost kind of just like get my mind off, you know, the day, the week, and have something, you know, memorable with friends. So I get how that goes. We were watching some wrestling stuff actually earlier, some classic. I'm not gonna lie, the 80s were classic for wrestling. You know, WWF, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Roddy Piper, just all that. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I sent you it was all that. Yes, stand-up comedian doing an impression of Macho Man that was just spot on. Ooh, you left your toys out. You better pick them up.
I was like, I'm gonna have to practice that voice when I have children. The toys.
I know. I'm like, God, I wish I could do that good. But no, very, very cool. And I do have links to your channel in the description. So definitely, after this, go check out Left Eye's channel, give him a sub, and watch him. Especially too, again, I think for anybody, the streams with you and your wife are they're great. And I don't mean this in, you know, like, oh, they're so cute, but just, you know, you guys are very cute together. You have great chemistry. It's cool to see you do that with your wife.
Thank you.
And have her enjoy that as well. So yeah, definitely go check him out. And then I probably should have thrown it in there, but it's JV's channel. You guys do the wrestling stream on.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can see last episode, you can find JV and you can find Left Eye there Wednesday nights. So and it's overbooked, right?
Yes, Wednesday night is overbooked. It's on JV's channel, Joker's Voice.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, we'll get into our first segment here with you, and that is 10 rapid questions. So I gave you a little bit of a explanation behind the scenes so you'd be a little bit prepared, but we're going to go through 10 questions. Try to answer them as quickly as you can. There's no right or wrong. And it's just more just to see, hey, you know, given the choices, how you think, what you choose. So whenever you are ready, just let me know and we'll go with the first one.
Let's do it.
All right. Favorite color?
Blue. No, I'm sorry. Pink.
Okay.
Pink.
Pink. All right. Whew. Favorite food?
Pizza. Hawaiian pizza. I don't care what you say. Yes, pineapple belongs on pizza. I don't care. All right.
You're one of
Hawaiian
those people.
Pizza. I am, and I won't. I'll admit it. Okay, I admit it.
Now, are you because I've noticed though there are two versions of Hawaiian pizza, because there is that typical where it's the pineapple and just diced ham on pizza, but then I see people who do like I almost want to say it's sauceless, but they do like pineapple, jalapenos, and like bacon on it instead.
I've done that before, and it's too much. That's too much. But I will say, do you know what H-E-B is?
I do. I lived in Texas for a little bit, so.
H-E-B makes their own pizza now. They have Hawaiian pizza, which is Canadian bacon, pineapple, and sriracha sauce. It's amazing.
Okay.
That is my Sunday staple from now on. It's awesome.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm not a big Hawaiian pizza person, but the one time that I had it where it was good, and to me, the thing that made it good was the pineapple was grilled ahead of time.
That's fair. I understand that.
To me, that made all the difference in the world. So
I can agree with that.
I'm not the biggest pineapple fan, but if it's got grilled pineapple, I'll partake.
As long as you're not a total hater, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to joke about it. I'm not gonna lie. I like doing that, but no, I have no ill feelings towards that. All right, next one. Favorite drink?
Ooh, man, favorite drink? Oh, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be rapid succession. You know what? I'm either gonna go with sparkling water. To tell you the truth, I'm really bougie, so like it's gonna be sparkling water.
I was gonna say not bougie. I'm like that's real basic.
Like it's not gonna be. I got the HEB lime flavored sparkling water. Like,
Okay,
that's
well,
what I mean by that.
Okay, so lime flavored. All right. I'm
Yes.
thinking of like club soda when you said that. I was like,
No.
All right, flavored sparkling water. Different story.
Flavored sparkling water. Yes.
Different story. Okay, yeah. No, that's not a bad choice. Those are good. All right, Disney World or Universal Studios?
Ooh, Disney World. Actually.
Disney World. Okay.
Because I went when I was an adult, and Disney has said F them kids the last 10 years. After 6 o'clock, it's all adults. I don't know how they pulled that off, but it's an amazing experience if you're there after 6 p.m. So Disney World.
All right. Gotham or Metropolis?
Metropolis.
Okay.
There, I can't live in fear. There's no, I'm not doing that. I'm not looking around crime. I don't want to live near Crime Alley. No, Metropolis.
Now I got to ask you because, like, to me, like hands down, Gotham is Chicago. It's not New York. It's Chicago. That's what I think of. But I can't decide if Metropolis is New York or LA.
The way I thought of it was Metropolis was Manhattan, and Gotham would have kind of been like Brooklyn or the Bronx or something like that.
Okay.
Like they're really close, which would justify why they're always compared. But I mean, if you want to do that, you could. I mean, you could also say Metropolis is San Francisco and Gotham is like
Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, not me.
Well, that's funny too because I lived in the Bay Area for 24 years. So
okay, so
Yeah. I totally get it. I totally get it.
Okay, as long as you understand. I was
No, if anything, that's hilarious. All right, next one. Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise?
Cruise, all day, because he's nuts. He's completely nuts, and I respect that level of crazy.
No problem. Okay, Sarah Connor or Ellen Ripley?
I'm gonna say Sarah Connor because I've never seen Alien before. I apologize.
You haven't seen Alien or Alien?
No, Roman got on me about this last week. I haven't. I've never seen it. Like, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. You know what I did see? I saw what was the prequel.
No.
Yes, I saw the prequel.
You cannot go off. You got to this weekend. Trust me. Like hands down. Go buy whether you buy physical or you buy it digitally. I don't care. Buy Alien. Buy Aliens. Very different films, but phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now I feel bad I picked this, but okay, Sarah Connor.
That's fine. I need to make a list. I need to make a list because you're the second person that's told me I need to watch the first 2 Alien movies. So
Aliens scared the living crap out of me for years. I mean, I'm talking about from like the age of 9 to about 25 years old. It's scary.
Really? Okay.
Oh, it's one of the best scary films.
All right. I got to check it out then.
Okay. All right. Well, no problem. Sarah Connor, nothing wrong with that. All right. Next one. I'm hoping you'll know that you'll have a good reference. So Dutch's AR-15 from Predator or RoboCop's Auto 9?
RoboCop's Auto 9. This is not a great time to also say I've never seen Predator. I apologize. I'm sorry. There was just a whole bunch of movies I was not allowed to watch. Okay,
you are a big boy now. Okay, so now
I'm gonna have to make a list on Twitter and be like, "Hey, look, what are movies that from the '80s I should have seen?" Okay, I didn't see Predator until Alien versus Predator. That's my bad. I didn't see RoboCop because I wasn't allowed to until RoboCop 3. Okay, so and then I went from that to the remake, which was not the best decision in the world, okay? But I watched RoboCop show, and the way that the Auto 9 comes out that side leg, shoots, and then it flips it back and puts it back in the holster. I love that. So I still got to go with RoboCop's Auto 9.
Okay. You're getting a list now after the show of like
I'm gonna have to get a list.
You have to watch. I've got a couple of movies now. Like you have to watch these. If
that is fine, that's fair. I'll make a list. We'll expand the list together.
All right. Well, no problem. Okay, next one. Oops, if I can click the right button there. First thing you'd buy if you had $1 million.
Man, a Porsche.
A Porsche. Well, like there's a lot of different Porsches now because you've.
I want the Porsche Cayenne Sport not the GTS. Porsche Cayenne Sport current year. I'm at technically now I'd have to buy 2 Porsches because my wife's gonna want one too, but I want it in either ruby red or fire truck red. I'm gonna have a custom design on it, custom plate, huh?
Not pink.
So I'm gonna make it so that the inside lining, when you actually like get in, that's pink. I'll even get when you open it up, it has the pink lights on the side on there. When you actually open the door, custom E.G.O license plate. Like I'm gonna put a lot into it. My wife's favorite color is blue, so it'll be red and blue. If I can do custom pink and it'd be like a deep pink without looking like cotton candy pink, like somewhere between magenta. Like I could probably do that, but I'd want it to be red first, and then I could kind of work with that. But yeah, Porsche is the first thing I'm buying.
I was gonna say,
but
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll tell you.
Then I'll pay off my student loans, and then with the $10 I have left, I'm headed to Whataburger.
Wow, your student loans are that expensive.
We'll talk afterwards. Yes, it's quite.
I was gonna say, being a somewhat tall guy. Like I've never been a sports car person just because I can't fit into any of them. Well,
how tall are you?
I'm a tall 6'1".
Oh wow! So you're lengthy. You're lengthy 6'1". Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I'm 6'2" when I got my shoes on. So
okay.
But yeah. I was gonna say a lot of times people think I'm taller than I am. I don't know why. But
you look stocky, man. Look, you be 6'3", 6'4".
I get Well, it's funny. I get that, or then I've had people go like, "You're like what, like 5'7"?" And I'm always like,
"Those are fighting words." I'm 5'7". I'm gonna fight you if you try.
I'm just saying, for me though, like it's one of those where like it's such an opposite thing to hear. Like
is the person taller than you saying that?
What's that?
Is the person that's saying that taller than you?
I would say the last person who said that, they were actually the same height as me, but I mean they had never seen me in person. So
okay.
And I had to show them a photo proving I was as tall as I was because they didn't believe me.
I did. You wanted photographic evidence? That's wild.
What was hilarious? I recently, not to get too carried away, we went on a family vacation and there was a lineup photo that you took and it showed me at 6'2". So I was like, look, see?
It's not a mugshot. It's not a real mugshot, but it's got the real height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they accepted that. All right. And then last question here. So this one is based off of you're familiar with, right? The Marry, Smash,
yes,
Delete.
Yes.
So this is similar to that, but it's keep, change, delete their career. So you don't have to get into depth with it, but just you would keep somebody's career the same as it is. You would change it and essentially change it for the better. And then the other, you would go, you would delete their career from ever existing. And so this this Mexican standoff is between the MCU Chris's, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Pratt.
All right, so that's what we do. We're gonna delete Chris Hemsworth's career because up until Thor, the other thing that he'd only done it was a vacation action thriller movie that he done, and that was it. He had a small part in that. If you go back, Chris Hemsworth hasn't been in a lot of things before Thor, and I don't think he can be anything more.
What about like the Extraction films?
I could put Chris Pratt and Chris Evans in those roles and probably get the same thing. If
Okay.
Chris
I,
Evans
well,
tried to be serious, it'd probably go the same way.
okay.
I keep Chris Evans' career because he's not Captain America in real life. He is who'd he play? Johnny Storm. No, I'm tripping. It was not Johnny Storm. It was Johnny Storm. He's like that in real life. Like that's why I didn't understand. Like Chris Evans as Captain America, it didn't make sense to me. It's like I remember when you were like you did this or like picture that all over my body. He
Oh
sounded
yeah.
way more excited being Johnny Storm than he ever was being Captain America. Like I wouldn't. I would say like I say it's gonna stay the same, but you know it's your characters are more Johnny Storm. Even when he did Deadpool and Wolverine, like that's naturally Chris Evans to me. Chris Pratt, I would change this for the better. I think what could have done it is actually giving us an actual second season of a Terminal List. I didn't want to see Dark Wolf with another guy. Like, I don't want to see your buddy's offshoot because I heard you were in it. And they're like, no, I'm just going to be cameoing in like 3 or 4 scenes. Like, no, he actually could be, to me, he could be the military version of Russell Crowe. Like, Russell Crowe never did movies in the current timeline. It was always either before 1930, and that was it. Like, I think Chris Pratt really could do that role. I mean, he's naturally funny. So, I mean, Parks and Rec, works for him. But, I mean, he's really is an action star. So I'd rather see him do like more either military or action style movies. Like honestly, if Chris Pratt were in Extraction, I'm like, yo, I dig it. Honestly,
Well,
he could do Extraction, and I would say get rid of the Terminal List. But I
well,
really wish he'd have a bigger career.
well, you could almost say Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt are a little reverse because Chris Hemsworth kind of started more off in action and then ventured into comedy. Chris Pratt started off more in comedy and has ventured into action.
Which would you rather have though? Like, would you want to be known to be funny and then do action, and then be like, I can be funny too, but I was in action first?
You know, it's neither one really bothers me, I guess. I mean, the going to action and comedy, I mean, that's more of the Schwarzenegger route. So that's Chris Pratt's, father-in-law there.
True.
But you could do either or. I just gonna say though, it's funny. I shared this with my my wife and my nephew, and everybody had the entirely different take than you. So I do laugh that yours was different, but I like that. And speaking of which, we'll I forgot to do this earlier, but there's the lovely Mrs. and my buddy little Spidey. They're downstairs watching.
Hey guys.
And then DJ Play Nice stopped by.
Nice.
And then also look, our good buddy Jacob. Hey Jacob, thanks for coming
this man
by.
is everyone's wrench. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good shirt idea, Jacob. I am I'm everyone's wrench.
Definitely, dude. Make that a shirt. I'd buy that.
Yeah, that's a good Jacob Ironside wrench man.
Ironside is my wrench. Awesome.
Well, all I have to say really quick is I think I would keep Chris Pratt, change Chris Hemsworth, and actually delete Chris Evans.
What would you change about Chris Hemsworth? Like just delete Thor, or what are you doing?
Well, I just think some of like the things, right? Like the Men in Black, like that looked to be so promising, and that was such a disappointment. And even too, like I think of like Ghostbusters. I mean, he was probably the best part of the female Ghostbusters, but I'm like at the same time, I'm like I would be like, don't do Ghostbusters. But he's somebody where I go like I think he can do comedy really well, as well as action. I really like the Extraction films. Really I like good. The first 3 Thor films. I didn't like the 4th one. And it was nothing, I think, to him. I think it was just how it was written and directed was the fault of it. But I kind of feel like Chris Pratt, though, has probably had the best overall career in terms of just what he's had his hands in, especially with how memorable he's been in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I mean, not only being part of MCU and, um, his being, some of probably the better ones. I wasn't the biggest fan of the third one, but it wasn't god awful. But him doing, Jurassic World, and again, even that was something that, it's got its moments. But the first Jurassic World was a lot of fun. It's still a pretty memorable one of the franchise, and even to like, what was it? That was it. Tomorrow War that he did
Tomorrow
for
War,
Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
bad.
mean, like that wasn't a bad film. So and even too like Magnificent Seven, like
Oh yeah,
that
I
wasn't
forgot about
that
that. Yeah,
I mean, it's a remake, right? It's tough
yeah.
to do a remake to try and be unique without trying to be too much like the old one, but also kind of right. You're in the shadow of the old one, but it was that was another fun movie though to watch. That's not one
I,
that, if that's like on, that's not a bad thing to check it out when it's on.
yeah,
So
I think you're always looking for Chris Pratt to have that defining character outside of the MCU that you're like, that's him.
yeah,
It's like he's spread so not spread so thin, but he's spread into other genres and not genres, but other roles. You just like you see Chris Pratt, you don't see the character he's playing, and you're still waiting for that to happen. With
yeah.
that being said, I forgot to ask: are you going to be watching the Hulk Hogan biopic with Chris Hemsworth?
Um, I didn't realize that they were doing that. I would check that out.
I think it's been either in development or it's done, and they're doing the editing. I heard
Okay.
it's going to be framed as a comedy of sorts, which, given, I think you might have to at this point. But I'm
Yeah.
invested. I will say I'm heavily invested.
It's one of those things where I mean nowadays it's like, well, I mean, I hate to say it, it could kind of go one way or the other. I mean, the one
True.
tough thing with a lot of actors these days is it does seem though like a lot of actors are much more of they're not really playing themselves. They're just they're not really playing the character. That's themselves on screen.
Very
And
true.
it does seem like all of them do have a little bit of that from time to time with some of the roles that they've done. But again, too, this whole segment here is just it's just to hear your opinion on it. There's no
Yeah.
wrong. No wrong answer, or it's to even make you potentially like squirm a little bit, where you're like, "Oh God, I love them all. I wouldn't want to delete."
No.
And I'm not even saying for this specifically. It's just like when I put these together, I'm like, maybe that's what I might end up doing with somebody. And again, it's just for the fun of it. But yeah.
All good, man.
So no, that was good. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate that. I I still like, man, I can't believe no Predator, no Alien.
Like I said, dude. All right, so I mean, I'm probably gonna talk about it, with my wife sometime like before the end of the month because it's Halloween. But when kids normally go trick or treating and stuff, like
Yeah.
we would go to church, and so the PSAs for the ones in church would be like, hey, they're gonna put razor blades in your Tootsie Rolls. Hey, did they give you an apple? There's heroin in it. You can't eat it. So you find out
You
you
all
can't
got any of them apples?
right? Like the Granny Smith are great. I really don't know what's in them, but it's fantastic. So we don't have Halloween. We have Hallelujah Night, and like it's basically trick or treating, but in church. So it's trunk or treat. So because of that, there's a lot of movies I couldn't see, and because I wasn't born in '86, so I mean I missed out on Jason, Freddy, Alien, Predator, which we call it, The Exorcist. Like I missed out on all that, which is ironically why horror is my favorite genre of movie because I'm going back and watching all the movies I never got to watch. So we're
No,
gonna still make this list of movies I need to see.
no problem. Well, yeah, like I said, I got a couple I can throw at you that are worthwhile, but that was a lot of fun. Well, we are going to get into, as I like to call it, the meat and potatoes of the show, and that is your favorite movies and shows. So we're going to start off with movies, and these are all in the order that you gave me your list. So if these aren't necessarily, if, it's fine if just, hey, these are my three favorite films. These aren't necessarily numbered as this is, your favorite, your second, or
Yeah.
your third. But without further ado, yeah, we're going to jump into it.
Yes. These are phenomenal movies, and I like to think of them as one movie in a parallel universe. There's one in which the man lost the love of his life, and the other where he kept her. It's the only way I can think about the movies. I love the first John Wick because it was so self-contained and intimate for the viewer. You're introduced into a world in which everyone knows exactly what's going on. When Jimmy goes to John's house, he's like, "Hey, Jimmy." He's like, "Hey, Jimmy." Like, "Hey, John, you working again?" He's like, "I'm working some stuff out." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna leave you to it. Bye." Like, if I like to think of it, if I were a police officer and I saw 12 dead bodies and a man in a suit, I'd say the same thing. See, yeah, we're gonna have to have like a no trick or treaters stream for everyone that never got to experience it. This is your stream. But yeah, it was a very simple plot for John Wick that really set it off with me. It's like, what happens when someone takes the last gift that someone gives you and it's seemingly beyond the grave? What does that do to a man that says that he's no longer involved in a violent lifestyle with a very short lifespan? And I contrast that with Nobody, because what happens when you are out, when you've got the family? I know a lot of guys like to say, like, "Hey, I'll do this and this for my kids, and I'll fight." Like, you don't really want to do all that when you got kids and a wife. You're glad you got something you never thought you would get, and so everything you do is just to hold on to that. And then you figure that over time, if your wife knows the person you used to be, and your kids never got to see the person that you can be, what happens if something shakes that up? And it's the seemingly little things like someone killed the dog or someone took the GD kitty cat bracelet that sets a violent man off. So I absolutely love those.
Right, yeah. I mean, when you're a family man, you're never looking for the fight, or at least if you're a smart family man, you're not looking for the fight. But you'll certainly put up a fight if it comes push comes to shove.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen them both. I think they're both great movies. I mean, John Wick, yeah, certainly it was a very underrated, but I think that was something that they just didn't know how to market it. I think that's why it was such a sleeper hit, because it wasn't until it got to video did anybody really start hearing about it. And it is kind of a somewhat of a fantasy world, but at the same time, it's, of all of them, I like the first one the best because it is the most grounded and most gritty of them.
Yes.
And then I mean, like you said, Nobody, it's an interesting one where it's somebody who kind of left this violent life, but he did get, he got his wife, he got his kids, but he's also at the same time, he's not able to be who he really is, as much as he's trying to avoid who he really is.
Right.
And he's kind of, he's kind of put in a position where he has no choice. And not only that too, like the other thing that kind of happens is like his father-in-law doesn't, it's not that he doesn't respect him, but he doesn't maybe think he is maybe the man that he wished that he was. And then he does have a brother-in-law that is just an asshole and irritates the hell out of him. And oh my God, that scene where he tries to give him the handgun, like every bit of gun safety in me, I'm just like, I cringe at that. It's like, God, take that away from him.
No. You're like, don't flag.
Yeah, like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Who sold that to you? I mean, both of them have really good casts too. I mean, that's kind of the other part of it, and both have they've got these incredible action scenes. I mean, the house scene with John Wick, where what is it? It's like 24 assassins show up, and
the dinner reservations for 12 within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And part of me now is like, I'm like, yo, where was his night vision? Where was his thermal? Like, this man did it with just in his own house in the dark. I have when you after you learn about John Wick helped me get into guns a little bit more to the point where, like, if you rewatch it and you're not a gun nut, but you know a lot about guns, you're just like, how do you do this without a thermal or or infrared of any type?
Yeah,
Because the people you beat were running in there with it. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, and it's not like he's flashing a light or anything, too, like to have like a momentary, like, where he can see briefly better. Not only that, like it's such an open floor plan in the sense of like he's got like steps that go down in rooms, and he's got like the stairs that have no railing. It's like so much can go so wrong right there.
That's where I was like, in the dark. I know that's supposed to be illuminated for us to see, but I'm assuming it's in the dark. And I'm like, hey, I would have already rolled my ankle before any of this set off. Like, wouldn't have been time for me to show up out the shadow because I already fell. I'm given to a position day one. So, but to catch, I mean, go ahead.
Let's say you'd be just like, so I start blasting.
Yeah, that was his whole plan. So I was like, he didn't have no booby traps, no nothing. He just ran up in there. He's like, oh, I got a knife. I'm going to stab this guy. There's a shooting. And I'm like, he only had one gun too.
Yeah.
Like, that was the beauty of it. I was like, it was because I still want this gun. It was an HK P30 long slide.
I have one.
17. Oh my God, bro.
But I don't have but mine is in 40 cal, not 9mm. That's the difference. But yeah, I have one.
I know it looks beautiful. I know it looks beautiful. I know. Oh my God. You got to show me afterwards. I bet it's awesome.
As I like to call it, it's my Wick stick.
Oh, that's bro. Me and my dad want one of those. Like that got my dad into guns. Like, especially like we go back and look at all the guns. Now, this is why I didn't like the sequels, is because like it wound up being a weird product placement for all the super guns you couldn't afford. Like, I knew when they did the tricked out Glock 34, I'm like, okay, like it's a Glock 34 with like someone puts their signature on it. Now it's worth $2,000. And don't get me started by the time they got to the STI and the Sandpit Viper.
I don't want to get off too off track, but that's like the Transformer films for a while there, were Salient Arms commercials. I felt like with all the military staff.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. All the Glocks with the gold barrels, and then all the ARs with gold, with those gold plated bolts in them. Yeah, those are all Salient Arms.
I missed that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. That's a name you don't actually hear a whole lot these days.
Yeah,
they've kind of fallen off, I feel like. But and then Nobody though. It's another one though, like great cast. I mean, I love. His dad is Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
His brother is RZA.
I thought he was hallucinating RZA the entire time. I was an awesome way to do that.
Yeah. And then too, the bus scene. Like that bus scene is so brutal, and like I watched that and I'm like, God, I feel all his aches and pains. I feel like
man, I think it was so funny when I didn't expect anything when I first saw it, but when he did this, he was like, I hope so. I laughed so hard. But yeah, when he got that key bar knife, I was like, oh no, calling it. I'm putting the ammo back in and blasting, because like that's the last straw for me.
Yeah, he drops it. Well, like the other great part of that scene is, all these guys that are clearly trouble get on this bus that he's on, and there's the driver, him, there's a guy reading a book to himself, and then there's this young girl on the bus, and that the other guy who's on there is actually a fairly big guy. Like you almost kind of wonder, like, is this guy going to, like give him the nod, like I'm gonna stop these guys or something. I was kind of waiting for him to do it and like him to get beat up, but he sees them and he's like, nope, not hear no evil, see no evil, right? And he just takes off. So yeah, no, there's a lot of good moments, and I agree, they are kind of little similar, almost yin and yang, to each other, but they are they do complement each other. That is for sure.
Definitely.
And Jesus. Not yeet or no yeet. And you take a man's Mach 1.7. Yeah. I was gonna say you kill a man's dog that his wife left for him. And oh hey, Rogue Attraction. Howdy.
What's going on, dude?
Stopping by. Did you have any more that you wanted to add to either of these two films? Or are you ready to go on to the next?
I gotta ask you because I heard there's the rumor on John Wick that when he first shows up to the red circle and he pulls the gun on Kevin Nash and he asks like how much weight have you lost and he says like 60 kilograms. They're saying that him saying that was saying there's 60 people inside. Like it was a code for that. I didn't know if that was true or not. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know
if that's true. I think you could interpret that way. I mean, at the same time, too, I also go, there's 60 people inside, but he wasn't fighting 60 people. And if anything, it potentially seemed like it could have been more than 60. But I feel like it's because everybody, was like, John, everybody was so surprised to see John. I really feel like maybe it was more of, and it could have been a combination of both. He may have truly been complimenting that the character did lose some weight, but it also could have been at the same time like, not only has he lost weight, but that does mean like, hey, how many people are inside? But that wouldn't necessarily also mean, how many people he's got to fight, because he probably fought maybe 20. So for a third of who's in there to be security too, for that amount of people's a little surprising. So
for sure.
Who knows? It could be a little bit of interpretation. The metric system, who knows? But what did JV say here? I think another was not seen. You can't go wrong with the first one. I will say the second ones, do kind of get a little bit less grounded and kind of the world is a little, it's not bad. I mean, they're enjoyable films, but it doesn't feel as realistic, I guess.
No, it's like the Cobra Kai problem that like it's like, hey, because everyone's alive, what would it be like if we put this person in this person? And you get away from the focus of it, and it gets too big.
Yeah,
I get it. You swung for the fences with the fourth one because it was the last one. I hope, but it was too big from the first intimate movie that we were given. So that's why I got John Wick for the best one for me, the first one.
But no, good movie to check out. So, all right, we'll get to the next one. Really quick, JV says A World with Anna. The Armas can't be all bad. I know who you're referring to. I can't think of what she looks like, so I can't comment there. Count of Monte Cristo. I was kind of surprised. I mean, mainly too, just because I think there's a few versions of this film. But I remember when this came out in theaters. This is a fun film. Why is it one of your favorite films?
Man, okay, so for a lot of people that do not know, I actually am a doctor. And so
I did not know that at all. That's awesome.
I don't really tell a lot of people, but
now explains your student loans.
Yeah, it does. Yes, that's kind of what I was trying to get. Yeah, but it's not the Chateau d'If that you're in, but when you're in school, you really can't think beyond a certain point. Like you only think in terms of this next test or this next semester. Or this test is coming up, and you do feel like you're in a jail or a purgatory of sorts. Now, it's not that bad, but while you're there, you actually wind up learning a lot of things that have nothing to do with what put you there. And so for me, my priest is my buddy Justin Ice. Like everything I learned when I was when I was going for my doctorate, I learned from the guy that worked at the gym across the street from the school.
Wow.
All the stuff about life that I didn't figure out, or I wasn't going to figure out, was with him. And, instead of doing the torture scenes, our torture was working out. And learning while we're working out, like, hey, this is how life is outside of this school. life isn't always going to be school. At some point, like once you're out, you're gonna have to do life. And at your current state, like you don't know enough about the woman you're interacting with. Like I was always the guy that, like, if I asked you on a date, you'd want to try to bring your friend. Like I was that guy. I was mad cringe, awful. Gross. Two-eyed ego was terrible, awful, gross.
You know what I'm picturing is nerdy Will Smith in the beginning of Hitch or Hutch or whatever that.
It was. It was disgusting, gross. I will tell you off camera my lowest of the low, and I thought this stuff was perfectly normal until I'm telling my boy Just Nice. He's like, "Yo, what is wrong with you? That's not cool at all. Like, you're not ever getting anywhere near her." And so, like, you start breaking things down, evaluating it, and after a while, like, once he gets out, I dressed terrible. I would wear it was hey, camo shorts, a t-shirt from Big Bang Theory with Bazinga over it, and some no-name Nikes, cross trainers. Like that was, I didn't get involved into the highlighter lifestyle until much later. Like I said, I'll tell JV about that at some point too. But I mean, once the Count of Monte Cristo actually gets out of the Chateau d'If, and I read this in the book too, is that he hadn't seen his face in 13 years. And when he looks at his face, the one thing he notices is how resolute he looks. And so by the time that I got out of my Chateau d'If of school, I was resolute in what I did and did not want. And that's one of the things my wife says she loves about me so much is even if she doesn't agree with what my decision is, she knows that I've made the decision and I don't necessarily waver on it unless we can talk it out. But my dad loves Jacopo. I can't
Jacopo, yeah.
Jacopo. My dad, all the time, my dad would go around the house and be like, "I go over here, bam, 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 bam. I'm home. There's no problem. What is wrong with this?" My dad loves Louis Guzman. I can't see him as anything else. Yeah,
he is great in this, but at the same time, he's one of those actors he's always Louis Guzman.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That part's
yeah, and the thing is that rarely do you get despicable bad guys. And there's not this tragic backstory of, I was done wrong and I'm just trying to make it no. Whenever yo, Mondego, why'd you shoot me? He's like, because your son's a coward. Boom. All the characters that are despicable are absolutely despicable. The main jailer, Fernand, Dunlaw, they're truly terrible people, and they have no qualms about saying how terrible they are.
Well, the worst thing, right, too, is to be stabbed in the back by your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And think of the horror that would be if that happened to you. When you think of who your best friend is, and for them to do that, the person that right, you would think is your partner in crime, only to be truly instead, the entire time envying you and jealous of you, as opposed to, right, a real best friend is somebody that would champion you and be happy for you, and wouldn't worry about what you have, and for what you have, be happy that what you have. And have a great, thanks, JB. You too.
Nice.
Have a good night.
Look forward to it, man.
So no, it's I get that. I gotta ask though, real quick. You don't have to give away too much, but so I had no idea you're your doctor. Are you like a GP, or are you a specialty doctor?
Especially, it's audiology. So basically, it's like optometry, but for ears. That's really it.
I actually have a friend who's an audiologist too. So I know
awesome.
Exactly. But that was going to be my second guest. I was going to go, are you an optometrist? Because I hope that you are.
I wish, man. I had the eye and the ear thing happen at the same time. I used to have two working eyes at one point. This is the result of a terrible training accident, which I don't mean to sidetrack him.
No, it's fine.
How I lost my eye was this, okay? My third year of grad school, right? I never really had hobbies, and I was always told since the age of 4 I was going to be a doctor, right? So you don't really have time for hobbies when you're told what you're going to be when you're young, right? So I realized I was getting really good at karate, right? Self-defense. I could do. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're
Oh,
good.
my bad. I don't know. I do not know what happened with my computer. I have to settle up. But yeah, I was getting very good at self-defense. I could do capoeira. I could do kung fu. I could do some of the like bagua, baji, all that stuff. I was getting pretty good at it. So Justin Ice is like, yo, let's set you up. I'm like, cool. You know what? I don't even want to be a doctor if this goes well. I want to be a UFC fighter. Literally thought that at 5'6", 150 pounds. I'm like, I'm going to clear out my entire UFC division. I just need to get over the hump of this non-contact martial arts tournament. I got hurt training for a non-contact sport. I can't make it up. Like I bobbed and I should have weaved, and I got hit in the eye. And if you know any optometrist, they say when you detach your retina, it looks like a waterfall. I swear to God, it's the most beautiful waterfall I will ever see out of this eye. Because I saw it, and it's like the curtain went out, and that was it. It was like a waterfall curtain, nothing. And so I got rushed to the hospital. What they found out was I had surgery on my eyes earlier, and I have all the stitches out of this eye, but not out of this one. And so what happened is when I got hit, the stitches popped, and my lens fell out that sits behind my cornea, and I detached my retina, and the fluid came out. So I had to stay overnight, and they stitched it back up. And what they did was they did an oil change, like the natural aqueous or actual eye juice that you have. They had to take it out and put oil in there. Like, all right, cool, we'll just put it in there and seal it out to hold it. It's like, hey, come back in like 6 weeks, and we'll take the oil out and put the natural back in. When they did it, my retina tore again, and they were like, we can't put the natural in, because what happens is it's gonna be like a flag on a windy day. That's your retina. So like they put the oil in there to seal my retina back, but because of that, like my eye turned blue, and like this is the result. So, I had to take a year off of grad school, which was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, to be honest with you. And it helped me put things into perspective. So like that's why, Monte Cristo still winds up being a movie that I would go back to when things were that bad, because it was still the same process.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for you. You have my sympathy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, clearly, you have not let it affect you, or at least not. You didn't let it get you down long term. And I mean, it's something that happened, and life has gone on, and you just continued on, and right, that's all that you can do. So
yeah.
But that's golly, that's wild.
Yeah. It was like 10 years ago at this point.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. So it's relatively recent. But I mean, I don't think that I'd have the personality that I do without it. Like I said, I wasn't even wearing 2-Eye E.G.O would never be wearing highlighter colors. Wouldn't be okay rocking pink at all. So
I can't help it, but I was gonna say, you're bringing up like, I didn't really get to do Halloween. I was gonna say, for Halloween you should dress up as Rob Schneider's character from 50 First Dates, because he's got the eye as well. He's like, believe it or not, this is my good eye.
I gotta look up if I get that costume.
You got a joint in your butt crack.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Bring me back a t-shirt. Small double X husky.
Oh man.
Well, I thank you for sharing that story. That's
No
phenomenal.
problem,
I mean, that's amazing. And I can't imagine going through that, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I get. I mean, I'd be the same way. Like, it is what it is, and just glad you're okay. I mean, I also go like, so much of that, it's like it could have been worse.
Yes, yeah. And I was just like, you know what? It was enough of a wake up call in itself to be like, hey, if I really want to finish school, do I really want to do it? Like, do it for you, make the best of what you can with it. But I mean, it's an eye, you got two of them, I guess, for this very reason, you know. So I'm like, I could have been blind, so I'll do halfway. Like, I think the funny thing is you have to have friends that don't really care because like 3 weeks after it happened, like I'm really feeling bad. Like I didn't even leave an apartment for the entire month that it happened. But it was like, hey, this will make you feel better. And he tosses me an eye patch. He's like, go ahead, Nick Fury. Like stretch your stuff. So I was like, okay, you guys are jerks. But that was funny. So it helped kind of get me out of the funk a little bit.
It's you know, it's one of those things. It's that's really out of love, and it's to go.
Yeah.
They get it, and just they want you to,
Yeah.
they don't want you to be a victim. It's really what it is when you do
Yeah.
that with your friends, and
Yeah.
I mean, I know that feeling on both sides, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But well, again, thank you for sharing that, and
No
again,
problem,
just
man.
glad it wasn't worse.
Oh,
Glad
yeah.
glad we have you around. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Um, with this film though, too, like this was something that I want to say it did fairly well at the box office, but this is something too. I feel like this has kind of become a little bit of a sleeper hit as well, and
Mhm.
not only that too, just again the cast in this movie is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Um, I looked it up. This is the same year that Harry Potter came out, or at least the second one, the first or the second one, and
Mm.
I'm like, Richard Harris. I mean, he was the original Dumbledore.
Very true.
And I don't think of these movies being the same time. I almost feel like this movie was a lot earlier than
Earlier,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, than Harry Potter. Just
Yeah.
because he is a bit more spry in this film, because as Dumbledore,
Mhm.
he's very "I'm
Very old.
Dumbledore. you know, like I always want to give him like, do you want do you want something to suck on like a cough drop? Do you need some tea, Dumbledore?
Very true. Oh
Lay
man.
off lay off the nasty birdie bots there, whatever. I don't
Good
know.
lord.
Um And I remember when Henry Cavill got cast as Superman, because this was the only thing I could think of when I heard Henry Cavill, I
Mhm.
remember him from this, and I was like, that guy, because he's pretty young in it, but like I almost go, I'm like, is that his voice or did they dub his voice? Because it's kind of prissy in this movie.
I think that was his voice, but it got deeper when I saw Immortals. So I saw Immortals before
Yeah,
Superman, so I knew that he had the build. I just didn't know he'd get that big for Superman for Man of
yeah.
Steel. But I knew that his voice had gotten a little bit deeper. I thought he heightened it, but I think he could have been like 19 or 20 when Monte Cristo came out.
Yeah, he was clearly, he was minimal adult age. Oh, hey Jeff, thanks for coming by. Yeah, no problem being late. There's always the replay. Um, but just, yeah, he must have done it for the role. But it's just,
I think so.
it's so weird to hear him talk in this movie compared to everything else, just
It
because
does.
he's such right. Everything else you think of, right? Immortal, Superman, The
Deep
Witcher,
voice.
uh, but just not only that, but like a very powerful character, very confident, very
True.
powerful, very commanding. So this is very, very opposite. But yeah, and then gosh, I can't think of her name. It's like Dagmar. I can't think of her last name.
I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name, last name
She's
too.
she's married to Patrick Wilson from The Conjuring.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was
Wow.
gonna say what I always remember her from, if you had ever seen it, is Rockstar with Marky Mark, and she's the attractive like assistant to the band and like record company, and then it turns out she got a tally cracker um,
Huh.
after the
Huh, huh,
the
huh,
first
huh.
partying scene, and I think it's Jennifer Aniston or it is Marky Mark goes into the bathroom and she's standing up
Wow.
while
All right, I
taking a
gotta
number
watch
one.
Rockstar too.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, we talked about Louis Guzman, who's great.
Mhm.
And He also too, like, he looks, I mean, it's right, it's all for the time and the setting, but he looks so funny when he's all like, he looks like a poodle almost.
He does. He.
I mean, like, and like, even like there, that's not even like where he really looks at. Like, there's like a couple scenes where like he's really like coiffed and like regal looking. It's so
awesome.
It's so funny to see. And Michael Wincott, like, it's like I've never encountered an American actor that's always playing an evil English guy.
Very true. That is very true.
And the last guy there, I can't think of his name. He's a really good actor. He's British. But I always remember him from, and it's kind of a little similar to the plot with this is, I can't think of his name, but he's the guy that Guy Pearce, essentially he helps him to double cross Jim Caviezel's character. But he was the buddy in Reindeer Games who double crosses Ben Affleck at the end. He fakes his death.
Was him.
Yeah. Nick. I remember his name. His name was Nick. But what's also funny too is Jim Caviezel almost played Superman in Superman Returns.
What?
Yeah. Imagine there being two Supermans in one movie.
I don't even know how that. That's gonna give me a stroke. Jim Caviezel is decided. Okay. Wow. What?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know how to process that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry to have blown your mind there, but Count of Monte Cristo, great pick if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, or are you ready to go on to your next pick here?
This was a great movie. Watch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to tell me all about this. I had not heard of it until you had sent it to me on your list. Kind of all I could tell was it is a independent Australian horror movie, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So first things first, I'm an audiologist with hearing loss, okay? Which means that whenever I go to the movies, I have to ask for a closed captioning device, all right? Because I want to understand the dialogue of what I'm watching. Now, do I ask if I get half up because I can only see and hear half the movie? Yes. Has it worked? No. But I still try, okay? But I really wanted to see this, even though everyone had a New Zealand and an Australian accent, because of the premise. The premise was is that they're kids. They're like Gen Z. They're Zennials. They're like between 15, 17, 18. And just like kids, they do house parties. Like, they might drink, might do drugs, but it's
really quick. This is a recent movie too, right? This came out in the past couple years.
Yes. Last 2-3 years. And so there's this new game going around that they play where it's called Talk to Me. Like, they grab this hand and you say, talk to me. And when you say that, you see someone that's died. And so the thing is like, you can't let go once you do that. Like, you have to hold on to it. So all you see at the beginning when people are watching on Instagram is someone saying, talk to me, and then doing this, because you can't see the person that they're seeing. All you see is his hand. And what you're supposed to do after that is say something that I would never say. All right. My blackness prevents me from saying this, is I let you in. Absolutely no way. All right. And so the person on the other end goes into you, and they have to time it like, hey, you can't go longer than 60 seconds like this. Okay. You have to let go after 60 seconds. And so you see people that are like talking in French or language that they never heard before, just stuttering or just acting cracked out for the 60 seconds. And then you like time and they let the hand off. So they tell you where the hand comes from. But the problem happens is, what happens if you do it for longer than 60 seconds? And that's kind of the premise of it. The thing that I liked about it the most was the fact that in a lot of horror movies now, and maybe like in the 2000s, 2010s, you would do things out of character because they're all like close-knit friends. And they all have decent families. So like one person acting out of character, you're like, but you just showed me how you live, your friends, and what you do. So why would you do something uncharacteristic? In this movie, they explain what happens to her and how she travels the road that she does. And there's a lot of things that wind up happening to her that if you were her and you heard what her best friend's brother saw, then there's a certain closure that you're going to want that you'll do anything to get it. Only problem is that person that's offering you closure really the person they say they are? And it was so phenomenal. I mean, even the way it ended had me shook. And I'm sorry.
I'll say it. So she is the main character, I'm assuming, of the movie?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But she's got friends, and it's more like, hey, you've had a personal tragedy. Your friends kind of want you to be sociable. So are you still able to hang out? But the thing we're going to do is kind of fun, but kind of dangerous too. And it was really good. Even though she's the main character, they explain why and how she's isolated. And so it is scary, but it's more like you're like, dang, man, these younger kids, there's a lot that's on their plate, and there's a lot that they deal with that they don't often tell their parents. And so for me, it was Gen Z horror, and I really liked it. If you like this, the same directors did a movie called Bring Her Back. It's more creepy than scary, and I'm sorry to talk more about this movie, but the directors have a fantastic concept. You remember how they marketed the Blair Witch Project?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like missing signs, newspaper ads, it's like ground marketing without being marketing. They're doing the opposite, which is viral. Hey man, it was watch it with someone else in the daytime with the lights on. All right, because if my wife wasn't there, that's what happens to me. But
well, just remember, if if you ever feel alone, you put on a scary movie in the dark, and you won't feel alone.
Mm-hmm. No. See, this is why I can't watch I gotta watch it in the morning now. Thanks a lot. But the makers, the directors of this movie, they did two movies. They did this movie and Bring Her Back. And what they did was, between the movies, they made a dark web website. And so the thing is that there are items that are in their movies that are on the website, and it's supposed to be like you're in this dark web. And there are these items people are selling that wind up in the movie, and you figure out why would you get like this? They explain this hand in the movie, but you're like, how do kids get their hands on this? No pun intended. And Bring Her Back is pretty much a woman trying to do a video tutorial of how to bring someone back from the dead, but she's doing it from a videotape in Russian. It's not in English at all. She's just like rewind, play, rewind, play, rewind, play. And it's like things that you would actually do if you didn't know what you were doing, but you were so desperate to make something happen.
Well, those new AirPods would fix that. The AirPod 3s with the translation software. So you'd be fine there.
I'm fair.
You said your blackness would turn you off. The fact that you said somebody would be inside me, that's something that no heterosexual man wants to experience. Exactly. So I'd be like, that's a hard no.
Not at all. No.
That's a one-way road with me. That's not a two-way road.
It is. It's also why my wife can't watch a lot of movies with me, because I tell her stuff. I look over like, I would never do that. Like, no. Like, the theater be dead quiet, and they'll be showing like a masked figure or like a ghost figure in the corner that's dark. You'll hear me like, no, and we'll be like looking at us like, hey, I'm just voicing. This wouldn't be me. That's why it's fun to watch things. Like, I'm watching things that not happening to me. Okay, I'm not gonna be down there at night by myself with the lights off. Okay, who does that? Okay, certainly not me. So
I was just gonna say weird white people, because I'm not the one that would be like, I think we could coexist. Be like, nope, leaving.
No, thank you. Not for me.
Yeah. I'm not a big I like monster movies for scary movies. So Aliens, The Thing, Predator. I love all that stuff, but like this type of stuff, I'm always like, nope.
I would say we try to watch movies where it's like exorcism style, where the demon's gone by the end of the movie. Typically, that's what we like. So I mean, if you like one with a religious bent that's actually pretty good. You might like The Unholy. Like Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in it. It's pretty okay. That's
I say nah. I'm like,
I had to pitch that. Okay, that is fine. That's fair.
I was gonna say because like what is it too? Like I haven't seen them, but like the Conjuring films, I'm like those all seem like they got a really downer ending because like they keep going and going.
They don't actually. That's the weird thing. I mean, like it was a couple that really did those things, and so like
yeah, I have read a little bit about that. That isn't it based off of a real life couple?
Yeah. So the wild thing is the Annabelle doll is really a Raggedy Ann doll, right?
Yeah.
The last guy that did like a feature on it in that house, he's dead. Like, no one know what happened to him, but like
that
he died.
Recently happened too. Like that happened like the last couple of months.
2 months. Yep. I was like, see there, no way. Hey, do you know who Matt Rife is?
Oh yeah, the comedian.
He owns the house.
Oh, you're kidding.
He owns the house. He bought it like a few weeks ago. I'm like, there is no way.
Why? Why would you buy that? Why would you buy that unless you're like, I'm gonna buy it and I'm going to firebomb it?
That's my only thought. But I mean, that's why I was like, you know what? That's too much for me right there. Someone really died? No, thank you.
Yeah. See, I'm already ahead of you in the nope.
Yeah. See, this is why our wives could be in the same movie. It'd be like, no. Like, would you? No. Could you? Like, we calling for help. We're calling for help. So anyway, I started blasting. That's us for an hour and a half in the theater.
It'd be like, I was gonna say too, like somebody like, here, just touch the hand. I'd be like, nope, I'd slap it out of the way.
Like,
I'm not touching that.
No, not doing that.
No,
there's no way.
No. The hell is this crap?
If I ever am in your town, we're gonna have to see R2 and E.G.O go to see a horror movie. It'll be a daytime flick.
Or see, this is the really childish part of me. Or I'd be egging somebody on and be like, hey, put your balls in the hand. I dare you to. See what happens.
That's awesome.
You just see the hand do like this, like, whoa, that's not how I work.
Welcome to the world.
It just flips you off.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Oh, man. Man, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Man, if y'all ain't into horror movies, you should check it out. It's great.
Yeah, okay. Good deal. Well, no, I appreciate that. I mean, so far, what I really enjoyed is just seeing that people have like a variety of things. Because even JV had like such an interesting choice of films.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not kind of like the typical, or and so he did pick the typical. There's nothing wrong with that, but I like seeing the variety, and especially too when it's stuff. It's like, oh, I haven't seen that before, or it is something I've seen where I'm like, but those aren't like the typical things. So certainly all great choices, and yeah, definitely check those out. But if you got anything else for this, we'll go on to the shows.
Oh no, man, I've said enough that can be said. Y'all just, if you're interested, go see it. It's really great.
All right. Okay. So here's your first show.
Yes. I love this show. I didn't even think I was gonna like it, but it was one of the I think it was one of the first shows that Justin Ice introduced me to. And ever since then, I've defined nearly every relationship that I have as either a Gus or Sean relationship. Sean is the white guy, Gus is the black guy. Basically, the way the show works is Sean's father was a police officer and a detective with the Santa Barbara Police Department. And so what he did was he would give his son tricks for, hey, how many people in this diner right now? Close your eyes. You have to know everyone that's in here, what they're wearing, things like that. And his dad was always really hard on him, but it's because his dad wanted him to be a detective. But because Sean's such a slacker, what he would do as an adult was he would call in tips about robberies, homicides, because he could observe things because his father was a detective. And so what happens is that they're basically like, hey, it's a great show. You know so much about this. How you either know this because you participated in the crime, or there's something else. And on the spot, he makes up like, "Oh, I'm psychic." And so he brings in his best friend Gus, who actually he's a pharmaceutical sales rep, but so he knows a lot about medications, drugs, and things like that. And so you get a guy that's really observant but has no knowledge, and a guy that has a lot of knowledge and who's very safe. They wind up being this duo where they open up a psychic detective agency, and they work with the Santa Barbara Police Department, and they solve crimes. It's hilarious. So Sean is always a risk taker and getting them in trouble, and Gus is like, "Should we call the police?" He's like, "Sean, you borrow so much money from you. I claimed you as a dependent on my taxes." It's awesome. And I know that the James Roday Rodriguez actually got the idea for his character from Val Kilmer's Genius. So like he bases the way that he acts and interacts with people based off of that movie. And so actually the entire cast minus Emilio Estevez, I think it's The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
He's had all of them in these episodes. That was his goal. And the thing is he could not get Emilio Estevez, but everyone else you will see in the show it went for 8 seasons and it had 2 movies. And so it's just a very fun show to watch. I mean, there's a classic episode about a guy that thinks he's a werewolf. And it's got, I think Anna Paquin is in the episode because they mentioned it like 3 times. Like Anna Paquin was almost famous. Like Anna Paquin was almost famous. And she says, Anna Paquin was almost famous. It's a great show. So, I mean, it's my favorite episode to fall asleep to. I don't know why that episode in particular, but it was so much fun. It's just a really fun procedural show to watch. Like family friendly, like everyone would love it. Like it's really good. They do flashbacks and things like that. I don't know if let me see if there's anyone else. I mean, they've had Kel Mitchell was on it. They had Jaleel White was in an episode. It's a lot of fun. It's just, it's kind of dated a little bit now. Sure. But it's a good watch. I mean, it hit their stride around season 4, season 5, but it's just overall fun. And once you watch it, you'll notice the Sean and Gus dynamic. Like with me and my wife, I'm Gus. Like I do not take risks the way my wife does. My wife is very observant, but I'm like
well, I was gonna say
think about this.
You took a risk and then this happened.
Yeah. Yes, very true. So yeah, I'm very I've been risk averse more or less since. It's a great show.
Oh, okay. It's on Peacock.
Peacock and Prime have it. And the thing is,
okay, I see that. Yep.
Yeah. So it's actually a really great show. James Roday Rodriguez is on a million little things now, and Dule Hill, who plays Gus, he was on The West Wing before this.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I've heard of the show. I never watched it, but now after hearing that, now I go, well, you know what? I might have to give this. I have to check this out.
And they have a serious. They have serious episodes on there too. So when it gets serious, they let you know, and you're like, oh wow, like you get to see what Sean is like when he's under pressure.
Oh, okay. All right, I know who this guy is now. James Rodriguez. He was the race car driver in Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes.
And he's the German delivery boy in Beer Fest. Okay, yeah, I totally know who that guy is now. All right, very cool. Yeah, no. I will. I'll check that out now. I'm always looking for something new to watch show-wise, so yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Jacob says it's a really fun show. Okay. Well, cool. Really great. Yeah, that's awesome. And I've heard of this show, but I have never watched it. Leverage. Yes. Kind of seemed a little like A-Team-ish, based on kind of the titles and everything.
Yes, you really have to suspend your disbelief when it comes to the criminals that they steal from. But it's pretty good. It's about the mastermind is a drunk insurance agent, more or less. He's worked for an insurance for like people for like art. So like if you steal, he would actually be a field agent. Like if the grifter that's in this video actually stole a painting and he went after her, so the insurance company wouldn't have to pay out. So he was that kind of guy. But when he needed to actually talk to the insurance company about saving his son's life, who was dying, they said no. And so his son, he basically winds up being a divorced drunk. And this guy asks him to steal something for him because, like, hey, these guys stole my plane designs. And so he's like, I need you to get a team together to steal it back. And so these are all people that he's caught at some point or knows about, and he assembles them together for a job. And because they're all bad guys, they're like, it feels different to actually do something good. And after the first 2 episodes, they find a way to where all they can ever do now if they want to is just help people, because something happens where they time something just right, and they're like, yo, we never have to work another day in our lives, so what would we do? And they're like, let's help people. And so people would try to contact the hacker online, and so the mastermind would choose cases for them to help people. And it's a simple procedural. They're basically thieves stealing from thieves, and it went on for about 5 seasons. I haven't seen Leverage Redemption because the mastermind isn't in it anymore. There was some news about something from 20 or 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago, and they didn't want to bring him back. So I didn't want to watch it without him because it didn't seem original. But if you've seen if you've seen Shazam, the new Hawkman was the hacker. Aldous Hodge is one of my favorite actors. That the guy that plays a hacker.
Okay.
Like, he actually there's a scene where he's playing the violin, and he actually does play the violin, and he actually does paint. And so you got this guy that's multimodal talented, and he's actually just now getting more roles now. Like, I hear he's going to be in Roadhouse 2. He is Alex Cross on Amazon Prime. He played Hawkman as well. So he's getting really great roles, but I really like him as an actor. He's fantastic. You'll notice the hitter, Christian Kane, was in Buffy, I think, or Angel.
Yeah, I remember from a lot of like small, like just single episode appearance of things. Like he was in an episode of if you ever watched Vegas.
Ooh,
with or maybe was it called Las Vegas, or was it Vegas? That was the one with who was the military guy in like the first couple of Transformer films. He used to be married to Fergie.
Timothy Olyphant.
No, Josh Duhamel.
Was it Justified?
No, Timothy Olyphant's from Justified. Josh, I gotta look this up now. I know I'm saying his name wrong. Yeah, Duhamel. Here, I'll throw it in the private chat for you. You can just click on it. Yeah. The show he got famous for, it was I want to say it was either Vegas or Las Vegas. It was on NBC. It was fun to watch. Las Vegas. Okay, that's what it was. It was called Las Vegas. It was
Las Vegas.
Even a bit over the top at its time, but even now, if you watch it, it's very, very dated film. But yeah, he played like a guy who one of the girls on the show had like, it was like a love interest, and it turned out he was like a bad guy with amnesia. And he also was the younger version of Robert Duvall's character in now I can't think of it. Secondhand Lions, if you've ever seen that, Michael Caine, and the I See Dead People kid, and Robert Duvall. That was really good. But yeah, the hitter guy, he played the younger version of Robert Duvall. That's a good movie. If you haven't seen that, you should check that one out. Secondhand Lions. But yeah, this is on Prime 2 to watch. This is one I'd seen ads for it and heard about it. I just had never watched it. I want to say it was, I think, like originally on like USA.
I think so. Yeah, like I said, it's dated because it was like early 2000s, and so it's like you kind of pick your poison between Leverage and Psych. It's where it's more like there were comfort TV shows for me, especially in grad school, because I could turn my brain off while I'm watching them, and it was simple enough. So if you need just something that's on the background and kind of pop in every once in a while, it winds up being a decent show to watch.
Sure. Yeah. No. I get that. Oh yeah. Here, Jeff says it too. He loves Secondhand Lions. Yeah, that was a good movie. And then your last one here, Banshee.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I man, I do not know how to explain this show to you guys that haven't seen it. But I will try my best. I will give you the setup of the show. Basically, a guy that gets out of jail for serving a 15-year prison sentence for theft, like big burglary, gets out of jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes to this fictional town of Banshee, Pennsylvania, which I don't know if you know much about, like the East Coast, like it's kind of like Lancaster, Pennsylvania, like Amish.
Okay.
It's kind of like that kind of. It's not necessarily Amish, but there are a lot
Rural,
of
though,
Amish
is
people
how
that
you
are
would
there.
describe it then, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's kind of it's small, sleepy town and rural, right?
Yep.
He gets out of there, drives to the sleepy town of Banshee, Pennsylvania, getting a drink, right? And so this new guy that's the sheriff comes in and he's having a drink and the ex-con's there and he's kind of like whatever. And these two guys come in to rob the bar. Now what happens is these two guys that are robbing the bar and the sheriff get into a semi shootout and all three of them die. And so the bar owner is an ex-con and the character here is an ex-con as well. So they're like, yo, neither one of us are going back to jail. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to bury the bodies in the back. And when they ask who you are, you're the new sheriff. And that's how the first episode starts. And I'm like, oh, okay. And at first, I usually don't like movies where it starts off with a secret because it's like, okay, well, eventually secret's going to come out and what happens then? It's like, oh, you wind up getting hurt or whatever. But the thing is like, even when the secret comes out, there's secrets you don't know about until the last season. Like you're wondering, like, how is this guy so good at lying to people, or how is he this good at burglary and theft, but he knows exactly what he's doing? Like, how could he be in prison for 15 years and nothing happened to him? They tell you all of this over the course of 4 short seasons. And it's a definitive end, too. Like, you figure out why he's in Banshee, like how he became the person that he is, whether or not he's had any help. And I will tell you, when I have seen women do fighting scenes, I've never seen one as brutal as this. I mean, she went hand to hand with a guy. And I'm talking like, we're talking they're pulling posts off of houses and hitting each other with them. Like, she takes one straight to the face like a champ. And she comes right back with hers.
Thanks, Jeff.
I mean, it's everything is gratuitous, from the nudity to the violence, but there's a point to all of it. It's like everyone that's in Banshee has had a past life. I mean, you got like people that used to wear white hoods, you got natives, you got the Amish. There is so much. There's the military base there. Some things go down in. There is so much happening in this place for it to be sleepy and little town, and it doesn't actually pop off until this guy gets here. And this is Star. I forget his first name.
Anthony Starr. This is Homelander.
Yeah, this is Homelander before Homelander, guys.
Yeah,
like this is him actually acting. This is not him trying to act angry and then doing all right. Like, no, this is a guy that you get to see the full spectrum of his emotions. It's on HBO Max if you have it or get a chance to watch it. But it's brutal, and I will say that even though we got a definitive end, I was so mad that it ended because it was so great.
Yeah.
Like,
that's definitely a sign of a good show, right? That you enjoyed it so much, yet it gave you what you wanted, but you still like, I wanted more. I don't know if we have them all, but my wife bought a couple of seasons of this. In fact, I want to say she bought them at the beginning of when COVID kicked off. And was watching them. And, like, if you see the poster for it, because that's when you buy it online, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot. No, and I'll be honest, like, this is much better. This picture I've got here. Like, if I had seen this, I'd been like, oh, okay, this is
right,
something related to criminal. And when it's too, when you bring up like a show starting off with a secret, it makes me think of The Shield. If you ever watched that show, The Shield, where because God, as just time went on, it just got worse and worse, and I felt so dirty when I would watch that show. It was so corrupt. It's like watching a mob movie. It's like, God, I can't take it anymore. But I was gonna say, I mean, if you watch The Boys, I mean, he's a very manic character,
right?
And but it would be interesting to see him play something a little bit more different than that.
I will say this: every fight that he's gotten into, like he's always the thing in this show, he's always getting in fights, and you don't know how he's gonna get out of the fight until you see it. You're like, as someone that practices martial arts, self-defense, you're like, oh wow, that makes sense. Like, okay, I understand how you would do that. But then you get confused because you're like, how does he know how to do that in this situation? And you find out towards the last season, you find out everything. You're like, oh my God. And there's so many great secrets that they do reveals on it. You got to watch it. First season can be a little, you're like, what is happening? But like once it starts, you're like, we were down in episodes. It was great.
Very good. Well, this one almost seems like this is of your picks for shows. This is the one that you would certainly recommend.
Yes.
Just not with little ones around. But okay. Well, all right. Now I got something else to check out. Very, very cool. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing this all with us.
Dude, thank you so much, man, for bringing me on. When you told me mine, I was like, oh, I already got these loaded up. Let's go. Like, I haven't had a chance to talk about them at all, so this has been great.
No problem. I mean, so far, everybody I've asked, I've been impressed with how quickly everybody has given me a list of their picks. And not only that, I just let everybody know it's like it doesn't even have to be your top three. Just pick three things that you like. It's really the kind of the key is just the three things that you enjoy. So, again, this is all, out of the ordinary. And certainly, again, with the shows, all things where I'm like, okay, well, now I have to give these a shot and check these out and watch them. Very cool. Thank you.
Not to derail you, but I will say this. My favorite character isn't even Anthony Starr on the show. That's how. Yeah, you might see them, and at a certain point you'll ask them, like, yeah, that's my favorite character.
Who's your favorite character? Because I'm looking at the cast on IMDb.
The guy that plays Job.
Job,
hilarious.
Okay,
Job is hilarious. I don't think he shows up till
season 2.
Yes, the repartee he has with the bartender is hilarious.
Okay,
yeah, Job was awesome.
Okay, cool. All right, I will. I'm gonna have to check out at least one of these shows here soon, and I will certainly get back to you and let you know what I think.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
No, thank you again. This is, if anything, this part of me goes a little bit of why I'm doing this. I'm like, now I can find new entertainment through my friends and people I interview. So that was great. Thank you so much. Well, before we end it, is there anything you have upcoming you want to share? Any place people are going to find you? I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about, all the streams that you do. I know you also do. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's regular, other than maybe once a month you guys do it. But you and Roman of the Empire do a like a toy figure collectible stream.
Yes, it is strictly dependent on when our wives start complaining about how many action figures are piling up. So at this point, it's like once every 2 months, and it's more so just for proof of life to be like, hey, honey, like the 7 you see are the 7 that I bought a long time ago, not the 7 you see that are coming shipped out. So I don't know. We're probably gonna do one maybe at the end of this month, or maybe before Christmas, and then the next one will be like maybe a little bit after Christmas. But yeah, it is strictly driven by our wives. Like, we have no time or tale. We're just like, hey man, we need to have a stream because she's getting suspicious. I'm like, you know what? Same. So
well, it seems like you guys buy action figures like wives buy shoes.
We do. Absolutely.
And I'm almost shocked that nobody's wives have done a stream where they just talk about their shoes.
I actually am surprised that hasn't happened.
I know.
Wow. Huh.
And if my wife is still watching, I'm waiting for her to say something in the comments because that's something where I'm like, if you bought more shoes, really?
My wife was like, "You gonna talk to me about buying stuff?" I was like, "You know what, touche. You know,
Yeah.
go ahead. I don't even see. You know, this eye is closed, so I don't see what you bought. So,
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I gotta get you on as a guest soon, Jacob, and would love to hear your picks. But yeah, where are you coming up soon with streams? Do you have anything coming up for the wife and you, or?
yes, we're gonna do Ordinary Games this Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. Got to be heading out of town to my godson's first birthday, so we should be home in time for that on Sunday. I believe that's all I've got until next Wednesday when we do Wednesday Nights Overbooked. My last interview with Lucid Comic Productions and the book The Ghetto Dragon is up on my channel that I did on Monday. I had some technical issues, had to work through those. Hopefully, it don't happen again. But yeah, check it out. Fantastic writer and comic book connoisseur. So it was a really fun time talking to him.
Yeah, I got to join in for some of that. I mean, it was unfortunate you had your trouble, but you certainly made lemonade with the lemons that you got there.
Thank you.
But yeah, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He was fun to interact with it through the chat. So yeah, that was a great show. And I'm sure he would be up for doing a do-over again.
True.
Down the road. So very cool. Well, thank you. I again appreciate this. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and talking about all this stuff. I had a blast. And you know, I'm sure down the road we can certainly have a part 2 for some other things that you like watching, or maybe too. We can finally find out about what you think of some of these films that you haven't seen yet.
You know what? If you give me the three movies that I should watch, and then we'll talk about them, I will definitely come back on.
Okay, all right, that would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Well, again, I appreciate that, and with that, we're gonna say goodbye. Oh, I'm jumping ahead here. I will be back in 2 weeks with the next guest. We will finally be on our my Wednesday schedule. That was my plan, but for JV and you, we did Thursday night to accommodate you guys because we know you stream on Wednesday nights. But I'll be back on the 15th with Kate from 8750. She is Nerd with a Cigar, and we're going to find out about her favorite movies and shows. So I am looking forward to that with Kate. But with that, we're going to say goodnight and goodbye. Thank you. Take care. Oh.